A Singapore Airlines flight from London was diverted to Bangkok, where more than 70 people were being treated for injuries. From those folks, a 73-year-old man from Britain died and dozens of people were injured after a plane encountered sudden extreme turbulence about 10 hours into a flight from London to Singapore. Ladies and gents, those are some tragic news. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So basically, turbulence strikes again. We have seen many encounters of turbulence in recent times, recent years, I would say, recent months, especially with massive turbulence that just destroys the aircraft and injures passengers and creates chaos in the cabin, as I'm about to show you. And I don't know why this is happening recently. As a flight attendant for like 8 years now, I can say that I had my fair share of turbulence, but nothing like this, nothing of this magnitude. This is how the galley looks like. This is the galley of a Boeing 777, and we have those Boeing 777s in Etihad Airways as well. This is a Singapore aircraft, and you can see the galley right here is completely shattered. This is from the Insta of a Fly Guy Travels. A lot of good content over here, but you can see the mess it created. Let's just look at the video right here. This is the door area. This is the R5. It's this back galley, the back of the plane, the 777. And this is unbelievable. You can see the oxygen masks they deployed. They were shattered from the panels, from the ceiling panels. So all the masks are out. The turbulence was so massive that all the masks are out of their sockets, of their original stowage. Yep, chaos in the cabin. The aircraft was quite full complement of passengers and crew. Damage to the aircraft, obviously. Okay, we have here some panel issues. Yeah, it's definitely chaos in the whole aircraft. And this is assessing the situation. We're already in business class towards the front of the plane. Boeing 777-300, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, you can see bloods on the ceiling of the aircraft. That's from passengers. Unfortunately, so many passengers got injured on this aircraft. As you guys can read here, the turbulence caused the Boeing 777ER to drop 6,000 feet in minutes. Singapore Airlines confirmed the fatality and injuries, offering condolences to the deceased family and assistance to all on board. This is unbelievable. I think this is the worst case of turbulence I have seen so far, at least one of the worst, and usually they don't end up in fatalities. Yes, you have people injured, but the fact is this one had a passenger deceased is unbelievable. The baby bassinet, so the baby bassinet was probably on at the time of turbulence. I hope that didn't cause too much chaos. Imagine you have your baby there and everything. Generally speaking, when the seatbelt sign comes on, parents are mandated to take the baby out of the baby bassinet and to put the seatbelt on, to hold it in the lap and put the seatbelt on for the baby. So hopefully that happened on the flight. But tragic pictures here, tragic video of the event. This is a picture from the back galley that was took. This is one of the flight attendants, actually two flight attendants, a male and a female. You can see the chaos in the galley, and yes, it is bloody. There's a speck of blood on the flight attendant's face. I cannot imagine this myself as a flight attendant, something like this happening. You know, it's scary, it's crazy. As I said, in 8 years, it never happened to me, nothing of this magnitude, but that's the problem with turbulence. You never know when it might hit. This is called an air pocket, and it can always hit straight away without notice. So ladies and gents, it's not uncommon for passengers to feel a sudden jolt during a flight. Often this shaking and juddering will come with prior warning. Some effects are sometimes attributed to the plane encountering an air pocket. This is one of those crazy types of turbulence. Turbulence is one of the most unpredictable of all weather phenomena that are of significance to pilots. Turbulence can damage an aircraft. If the plane transitions suddenly to climbing or descending and is flying too fast for those conditions, the plane can potentially become overstressed. Turbulence like this, ladies and gents, is very rare. This is not often. This is not a common occurrence. So if you have a flight planned in the next period of time, do not worry. It's not something that happens often. However, one thing that me as a flight attendant and all of my colleagues will stress at all times is the use of seatbelt. Even if the seatbelt sign is off, you should still put your seatbelts on. Why? It's for your own safety. And oftentimes I have certain issues with passengers, we call them guests in Etihad. We have this problem with passengers sometimes that they refuse to wear the seatbelt, and it's not even that. The most encountered issue is when I have mothers with children, or rather parents with children. The child doesn't want to wear the seatbelt, and when I tell parents to put the seatbelt on for the child, the parents simply state that the child doesn't want to. I mean, sometimes I am shocked about the parenting on board, but nevertheless, I'm not there to judge, but I am there to mandate the use of the seatbelt, so that child will have the seatbelt on. That's the time when I have to be assertive, I have to be clear, and it's mandatory. It's not a choice. I'm not asking you, I am telling you to put the seatbelt on because this is what I have to do. It's for your own safety. And you know, parents, they do get it eventually, but sometimes it's a fight. It's a fight to just make sure that child has the seatbelt on. It shouldn't be the case. I think parents should be really responsible when it comes to that, especially with the safety of their own child, but to each their own. Me as a flight attendant, I try to do that as per my best ability, and I try to be professional while at duty, while asking them to do so. Nevertheless, you can see in occasions like this how important it is to have your seatbelts on. Imagine you have an air pocket like this without prior warning. There is no seatbelt sign warning and you still have this kind of an air pocket. Imagine that chaos in the cabin. Imagine what will happen. So just have your seatbelt on at all times when you are seated. Makes such a big difference and can save you, maybe even save your life. Medics remove Singapore Airlines passengers injured by severe turbulence. Yes, as we stated before, a 73-year-old British passenger was killed and 30 others at least were injured. Some other sources state that the numbers were much, much larger than that. Nevertheless, let's take a look at this video. Passengers on a stretcher from the Boeing 777. This was in Bangkok where the plane diverted. I can hear the Thai language on the background. Passengers are rushed out of the aircraft by a stretcher. Ambulances on the airport. Very well done. Yeah, so as I said before, this can happen. Props to the emergency services at Bangkok Airport. That's amazing. I can read one comment over here. It reminds me of all the eye rolls and arguments I get from passengers as a FA asking people to buckle up, especially the person rocking a baby in their arms standing around the back galley. That's exactly my point. That's what I was talking about. I haven't read those comments prior, but this is what we face. As flight attendants, we face backlash for telling passengers to buckle up, to put their seatbelts on. Well, appears that we are in the right. Passengers should wear their seatbelts as much as possible. I'm glad that the pilot managed to land safely in Bangkok so that the injured passengers and crew can be attended to. Very well done. I'm gonna read one more comment here. As a flight attendant, we perform the safety demonstration for your safety, so please, for just a few moments, pay attention and follow your crew members' instructions at all times. Absolutely agree, you should. Announcements are made during the safety demo from the captain about keeping your seat belt fastened whenever you're seated. Exactly. This case is severe turbulence, not a common occurrence. Most days are fairly smooth flying, but wearing your seatbelt done up at all times is an insurance policy for your safety. I'm sorry to hear that the person who died, and hope the people who were injured recover quickly. Very good comments, very good points. Absolutely true. Most days are very chill, up in the air, up in the skies, but you never know. Now, what can I say, ladies and gents? I'm truly sorry about what happened in this case. Absolutely shattering. A thing is, it can be me, it can be you, it can be anyone. It can be Emirates plane, it can be Qatar, it can be Etihad. We can have such turbulence. It can happen to everybody, and you'd never know when it will strike. Ladies and gents, what do you think about this incident? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Have you had any experience with turbulence, with severe turbulence? Please share your story in the comment down below if that happened. And yes, prop to the ground staff and the crew for their hard work during those flights. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, my name is Alex. See you on the next one.